what are some important cultural traditions or holidays in your country?
Some important cultural traditions or holidays. Well, we have the same holidays: Christmas, Easter, New Year's. The one that we have that you probably don't have is our Independence Day. I mean, you have an Independence Day here, but on our 4th of July we do Independence Day. And Thanksgiving is probably one that I think we have that you don't have here.
Yes.
Or I don't know if you have that.
We don't have that.
Don't have that one here. Okay. And cultural factors, where our country is kind of a melting pot, so we take little bits of different cultures and we kind of mix it all together to blend it.
Yeah, that's observable. So we can move on.
Second question. What values or principles are most important in your culture?
That's hard because our culture is so wide and varied. I would say there are pockets where different values are important to some and others are important to others.
Well, for example, our tradition requires us to value our family. So, I mean, hospitality. Whenever we welcome someone, we would treat them with food and stuff, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's a universal. I like that. Our family is very important in our culture as well. I think some other things. I think respect is a for different reasons. You know, I respect you. I want to talk to you, and other people may have different reasons for respect and values. But I think that's very important to us.
Yes. Respect. Okay.
Right. Third question. In your culture, are people more direct or indirect when expressing their thoughts?
Oh, direct. I would say direct. Yes.
Can you expound? I mean,
Okay. Sure.
thanks.
I don't think people are afraid to offend. I think people are not worried to say something that's going to offend someone, and so they'll be direct and tell the truth.
Let's go to number 4. We have 3 questions here. So the first one is, are there any gestures or body language in your culture that have special meanings?
Gestures that have special meanings, in a good way or a bad way?
Anyway.
I would say something that's more common in my culture is giving space. Like if I was standing in line behind Papa, I would give him this space. Whereas it's very common, like if we were standing in line here in the Philippines, it seems like it would be right next to each other.
The second question. Could you demonstrate those gestures?
Oh, I think like that right there, like giving space. If we were standing in line, I would give space.
Unless it's a friend, of course. You gotta be.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta be close, you know. Okay, move. Next question.
Next question. How important is the eye contact in communication in culture?
How important is
Eye contact.
Eye contact.
Oh, eye contact. Oh, very important. I would say verbal is such a small portion of communication. Like when we text message, sometimes you don't understand what someone's saying because the words can mean different things based on how you say it angrily or say it happy or say it as a question or say it as a definite. So I say eye contact and body language is very important for communication.
So, do you have like punishments for not making eye contact with senior people? Like,
no punishments, but I think no, I would say no, because sometimes we think that they may have a reason. We may give them space, like sometimes we say if someone's crossed their arms, we say they're being defensive, but that's not really true. Sometimes people are cold.
yeah. Okay, moving on.
Move on. Number 5 question. What are some traditional foods in your culture and are there any special meanings behind them?
So where I live is Texas. It's a big combination of what we call American food and Mexican food. So a combination of the same descendants as like the Philippines. It's a lot of rice, beans,
Yeah.
and meat dishes combined with a lot of breads and cheeses and those mixed together.
So it's all common.
Yes.
Number 6. What are the common ways people greet each other in your country?
Well, if we're informal, I might say hi, shake your hand, introduce myself, starting with name, and we can go from there. If we're informal, if we're friends, I might sneak up behind you and
Yeah.
you know, jump on your shoulders or something. You know, just, it's there's more space if you're informal or if you're formal, but less space if you're informal.
We apologized earlier for just disturbing your peace and not introducing ourselves properly. Really sorry about that.
No, you're good, and that's how I would say, hey, I want, can I interrupt you? And this is what I want to talk about, and yeah, it's
We need to
same
learn
what
more
you
from
did.
you. Thank you.
Number 7. Wait. Is there any specific about manners or etiquette in your culture that people from other cultures might not know?
Yes, there. So, like here in the Philippines, I know you would say like Ma'am Lori or Sir John, but we don't really do that. It's you might say Mr. or Miss
Mr.
kind of thing. We don't mono in our culture. And I mean, you still treat elderly with respect, and you let them go forward. But I guess maybe language would be the bigger barrier versus culture and society.
How do people in your culture typically approach work-life balance?
Work-life balance.
We work too much. I would say it's more generational than culture. I don't know if you have Gen X and Millennial here in Philippines.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so
It's
Gen
kind of
X and Millennial, I would say we were born with a work ethic. Like it was, you work first and then you're allowed to play later. I think Millennial or young Millennial, Gen Z, they've developed a balance of sometimes I'll work, sometimes I'll relax, and I think there's merit in both.
What do people in your country usually do for fun or relaxation?
A lot of outdoor things. There's so many. A lot of people will go boating, hiking, party with family outside. Just being outside is a big thing.
Do you have something specific that's more common in your country?
So sporting events are huge draws. People will make big deals out of sports. And getting together with family. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I remember our cultural enjoyment sort of stuff. Whenever we celebrate something, we have to perform a cultural dance. Do you have those?
No, we not much, and I think it goes to you have a long history of this one culture, and those dances develop sometimes from tribes, sometimes from military kind of steps, whereas we just kind of pulled people all together, and it might take variations of it. So like where one culture may have a dance, another may have a different dance, but generally people aren't getting together and kind of sharing that.
They're all mixed.
Yeah.
Right. We have the additional question. Are there any popular entertainment or sports that are particularly important in your culture?
I would say almost too important, but football, basketball, what we call football, I guess, I don't know, not soccer.
The rugby? Is it that?
No, like American football is like a big one. The NFL, like, okay, but basketball is another big one that people will, and on the college level and on the professional level, people spend so much money and time and loyalty towards those teams.
Are you athletic?
Well, I like running. My only sport would be I like to run marathons.
Marathons. It's good to know. Okay.
What has been the most challenging cultural difference you've experienced when interacting with people from other countries?
the expectations. There's no age level to mono here, so I don't know who to, how much older. I could call you Kuya. I have no idea if you're older than me, younger than me, right? So I think the biggest thing has been not to be offensive. It's nice to blend in. It's nice to meet new people without, I could go too far with it, right? I could try and like mono every single person here, and you're like, whoa, I'm younger than you. Hold on, that's not right. So just balancing it.
Well, whenever we mono people, usually they're old and they have gray hair, so that's kind of a given to us that we're gonna do that.
Okay.
So, yeah, maybe take note of that. I don't know if that's helpful.
On a sillier level, like something smaller, is we don't use tabo in the United States
Yeah,
at all.
we don't have dippers.
Yeah,
there.
we don't have that. So until I get used to that, and even things like having to turn on like a water heater in the shower.
Oh, yeah.
I had to learn that here.
You have like the cord thing. It has a cord that you kind of attach to a circuit, and then there's this metal that heats up, and then you put it on the bucket.
Yeah, we don't even have that either. Ours is just it's a tankless heater for most houses in the States, and you just turn on the knob hot or cold, and it just comes out that way. So I had to learn how to like turn the knob, turn the dial, open the lever, and all the things.
It's kind of difficult here.
Yeah.
So
And then other cultural things is getting used to. We don't have like certain dates, and I don't know if every neighborhood has like times where the water doesn't run.
Oh yeah, our water here is scheduled every
Yeah.
month, sort of stuff. So you can't do your laundry every day, sometimes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's kind of a struggle for us.
That's kind of a not really most even the poor neighborhoods. It's not really a thing in the United States. Also, the traffic.
Yeah, the
Talk about
traffic.
cultures, that is a very different thing here in the Philippines.
Yeah, we experience that every day. Like we almost get late at school and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we have traffic, but if there's 4 lanes, there's only 4 vehicles.
Yeah.
There's not 7 vehicles and then 18 mopeds going through.
Most people would try to overrun you.
Yeah.
Okay, we can move on.
Right. How do people from your culture typically view foreigners or visitors?
I would generally say with interest and with kindness, hopefully. I mean, I think the internet has gone a long way to break bridges of people don't view each other as very different anymore. I mean, we can all look at the same YouTube. We can all look at the same,
Yeah, we could-
Facebook or whatever.
Same contents.
Yeah.
But whenever the way we treat people from foreign countries at school, we kind of approach them with sort of curiosity and carefulness, like they're gonna bite us, that's what we experienced earlier. So we're kind of like really nervous whenever we approach someone.
I think usually it's internal. The barrier is internal. So if I'm in your culture, I'm going to be more scared to approach you and say, hey, I just want to talk and say hi, which is why I appreciate this is nice. You may not care. You'd be like, cool, a white guy, that's fine. I have no problem talking to you. But internal, I might be like more scared to reach out to you. So I think the barrier is more from the person in the culture versus the culture to the person.
Yeah.
Right, next question. What is the education system like in your country?
What's that?
What is the education system like in your country?
Most people go to public school through 12th grade, and then a lot of people will go to either community college or a higher university. Unfortunately, I think what's different in ours is the university, people will take out loans for. And then they will, just to get a 4-year degree, you could end up $100,000 in debt and not guaranteed a job in that field. And then you can't go in bankruptcy on those loans. So you're paying them back. Whereas here, my understanding in the Philippines, you have to pay for the semester before you take your classes, right?
Yeah, it's kind of really shocking that you could go in debt before you get a job. So it's kind of really messed up.
And it's unfortunate too because a lot of people's health insurance is tied to their jobs.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like the same way here, but if you don't have health coverage in the States, just going to the hospital to the ER visit can be several $1,000s.
I think it's the same here because we pay too much for just a scab on our wrist, you know. Yeah, so it's common. Okay.
Right, the next question. What historical events or figures are the most significant in your country's history? For example, is we have Rizal and the Revolution Katipunan.
Yeah, so I would say George Washington, our first president, was kind of that barrier. He broke away from the colonies. I would say back in the 1800s when our country was going to split apart, Abraham Lincoln was a big historical figure. People like Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King brought some of that racial divide together.
That's significant.
The last questions. What aspects of your culture are the most proud of and why?
I would say what we're most proud of is the endurance, they call it the American spirit.
American spirit.
We're going to create this industry, we're going to create this business. Now you have it in the Philippines here too. I've seen it where a typhoon's going across the street and someone has a wooden cart on wheels and people will pay them money to bring them across the street so they don't get soaked going across.
Yeah.
Same thing in the United States. We'll create a business, we'll create an industry, and you know it's a huge country, but people made it out of nothing, out of wilderness, and I think that's what I'm proud of, is that spirit, the independence, and be able to do that.
What do you think is the drive behind that?
Now, it would depend on who you ask, because it's an election year for our country. I know here too, I think, because there's a lot of people filing their certificate of candidacy. But some people would say a strong government helps allow people to build that up, whereas other people would say the government getting out of the way and allowing people to independently build that up. So depending on I think it would depend on who you ask.
Well, our government here is corrupt sometimes, so it's kind of hard.
And luckily we don't have to deal with, well, we probably do. I don't know, probably everywhere, yeah.
Yeah. Is there any more questions?
Now, thank you for lending your time to honor. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. My name is Xander. And this is Ken.
This is John. Nice to meet you. Good luck on your project.
And that's Kisayin. Hi everyone, good afternoon. Today, me and Kent are here with
My name So Isaac.
Isak. Nice to meet you, Isak.
Yes.
My name is Xander.
Yes. Hi.
We heard that you're from China, right?
Ni hao. Yes. So in here Philippines, my name Jedrick.
Jedrick. Nice to meet you, Jedrick.
Yes.
This is Kent, by the way.
Right.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, let's start with the question so we could end quickly.
So the first question is, what are some important cultural traditions or holidays in your country?
So in my country, we celebrate New Year, Chinese New Year.
Oh, Chinese
yes.
New Year, yeah.
We have fireworks and we give what you call ampao here.
How?
Yes, the red one where we put money in
Oh
the
yeah, that one.
yes.
So it's significant in your culture. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's move on.
What values or principles are most important in your culture?
I know here. Can you
Can you
repeat?
Okay. What values or principles are most important in your culture?
So yeah, we worship our ancestor.
That's all.
Yes, that's all I remember.
Oh.
So the next question is, in your culture, are people more direct or indirect in communication?
In my experience, me not talk to others, but in my opinion, we are direct.
There.
Yes.
Okay. Chinese peoples are direct.
in my opinion.
So the next question is, are there any gesture or body language in your culture that have special meaning?
Okay, so we have this. I do not know what it is called, but we do like this. Then we bow like it's some type of respect.
As a sign of respect.
Yes.
Additional question, how important the eye contact in communication in your culture?
Eye contact.
Eye contact.
Yes.
I think it's not necessarily, but because we have thin eyes. So yes, it's not very noticeable.
So let's move on. What are some traditional foods in your culture, and are there any special meanings behind them?
We have dumplings and what do you call this? I forgot the name, but yes, I do not know the meaning behind it, but it's very yummy.
Those are delicious, yeah.
Yes.
So the next question is, what are the common way people greet each other in your culture?
So when we meet with other people, we like bow our head, like it's a sign for respect also. So that's how we greet each other.
Bowing to greet. Yeah.
So next question is, how do people in your culture typically approach work-life balance?
Oh, in China, we are very focused on our profession.
Profession.
Yes, we are.
Specific. What profession is that?
Sometimes we have businesses like
Business.
we serve foods like street foods.
Restaurants.
Yeah, like that,
Oh.
but mostly street foods.
Street foods.
Yes.
Okay. So the next question is, what do people in your country usually do for fun or relaxation?
Sometimes we go meditate and drink tea with each other.
Relaxation.
Yes,
Oh.
we are.
To
Like-
have a peace of mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
We understand. Okay.
Additional question, are there any popular forms of entertainment or sports that are particularly important in your culture?
I'm not sure if it is important, but for sports, I mostly watch Yao Ming. You know, that tall basketball player.
Oh, that
Yeah.
one.
Yes, like
I think
I
he played
most-
in the NBA.
yeah,
Yeah.
with Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh yeah, him. I
Yes.
remember now.
Yes, I mostly watch him for sports.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on. What has been the most challenging cultural differences you've experienced when interacting with people from other countries?
So, my experience, I sometimes accept discrimination.
Discrimination.
Yes, like I mostly receive messages such as I have thin eyes, I should go back to my own country. Yeah, it's very sad.
Like racism.
Yes.
That's very hard.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that to you. So,
Thank you.
moving on.
What? Additional questions. How do people from your culture typically view foreigners or visitors?
In China, it depends, but from where I am from, we treat visitors nicely.
Like home hospitality.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen them in movies. Yeah.
Yes, we. Never mind, I forgot.
Moving on.
What is the education system like in your country? Are there any unique aspect to it?
I do not want to answer that.
Why?
It's very.
It's a sensitive question.
like
Okay,
I do not.
we can skip it.
Okay, alright. So the next question is, what historical events or figures are most significant in your country?
In my history, in my country, I remember from our history class we have Confucianism. Yes, we have Confucius. Yes, I think he is very significant in our history.
So he's like a head figure.
Yes, he's very wise.
So for us, we have Rizal. So that's similar.
Yes, like yes.
You don't know him, but I'm sorry. We can move on.
The last question is, what aspect of culture are you most proud of and why?
In our culture, I am very proud of our foods, like Chinese foods. Like I very love Chinese foods.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes we do love them too. So
Like what's your favorite?
the dumplings, yeah.
Yes, that's
and
same.
the shopao.
Xiaopao.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we eat with cat. Did you know
What?
that? Yes, we.
Cats as
There are
ingredients.
other street vendors like they put cat
Cat-
in
cat meat.
xiaopao. Yes.
Oh,
Like there, it's very weird.
that is
But
weird.
it's the taste is never mind. No.
Yeah, we can move on.
Yes.
That's all.
That's
all.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
And
And-
you helped us very greatly. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. You're very cute.
Thank you.